Okay, so just testing here. Testing. Turn that microphone right up. Okay, so yep, my microphone's peeking out now. Turn it down a little bit, turn it way down. No, we've turned it way too up. Turn it back down to 50, we'll see what that does. Okay, we're back down to 50 now. We'll turn it up a little bit more. Just leave those settings open because we're going to need to turn a bit more. Whatever you do, don't hit shut down the stream. Hola, welcome to Good Chats. Thanks for coming on board. Welcome aboard, indeed. Welcome aboard to Dan. G'day, mate. How you going? Luke's Fishing. Welcome to Northern Territory. Steve, welcome back, mate. Ree, welcome back as well. This is not a stream that is all blurry from a kayak today, and you might actually be able to hear me. I think my mic is working. I hope so. Anyway. Maybe I should turn up the sound here. I think my mic is... Okay, yep, that's working. G'day, Daryl. Welcome back again this week for another week of Good Chats. O'Malley, great to catch up with you on the weekend. O'Malley actually features in the opening scene of the Dry Creek tramway video. That's O'Malley paddling away from camera there. Mr. Kasnick 1, welcome aboard too. This is Good Chats, just in case you're one of the lurkers or one of the replayers. This is Good Chats. We do this every week at 8:15 p.m. where we just kind of talk about railway history in general, doing YouTube, doing all that kind of stuff. Oh, g'day, Andy. Welcome aboard, mate. And we'll talk about the videos that I've made, videos that are up and coming. We ask questions. I always learn a lot more from all of you than I think that I put out there. You can all learn all that from my videos. But anyway, this week is a bit of a short one because I am just so damn tired. It has been such a busy week, including that paddle up Broad Creek on Sunday morning. At least I think it was Sunday morning anyway. I have to admit, Andy, I've had little time to get into those books. I've flicked through them briefly, but I was kind of in the final stages of all this sort of Dry Creek work and deep in some other projects for Walking SA and, of course, working full-time. You know, that's just life. So this week I'll be taking a break from all that stuff. Nah, just kidding. I'll probably end up going up to Sleeps Hill on Sunday to start scouting around there to get a feel for what's going to happen in the video that I'm going to make of that one. So pretty much all I was going to share this week was one of the scenes that I had deleted from the video. I probably spent a good half hour or so making these two scenes, which was me narrating to camera here, and I just deleted them both from the video because I thought they weren't very outdoorsy, you know. Hey, Plane Train Guy, welcome aboard. Great video the other day. Thanks for joining in this evening. Oh, excuse me, that came from nowhere. Yeah, I know what'll help. So yes, share a deleted scene. Then I'm just going to run through the slideshow of all the images that I got from the National Railway Museum for the Dry Creek video. You'll recognise some of the ones that I used. Then that's about book of the week. Yeah, we'll do book of the week before we move on. Caught up with O'Malley on Sunday. He met me and my daughter out on the water down at Garden Island. Actually, that's a pretty hardcore outdoors way to meet somebody for the first time, is when you're both on kayaks in the middle of a river. So I think that's a pretty damn cool way to meet people. So next time that we all catch up, or I get to meet one of you guys in real life, hopefully we can one up the kayak thing and meet in some kind of other really cool outdoors kind of way. Right, so we're moving right along. I deleted this scene because like I said, ChatGPT actually suggested some things to me. I won't lie, I do sometimes run scripts through ChatGPT just to get like another viewpoint. I tend not to change things too much, but by the time I'm finished editing, usually most of the ChatGPT crap is edited out of it. But it does help in some ways, and it sort of made me came up with this scene, and at the end of the day, I just got rid of it because there was just too much other outdoors stuff going on. I'm not an expert in this stuff, but I might be by the time I'm finished. Let's dig a little deeper, fly a little higher. I'm not an expert in this stuff, but I might be by the time I'm finished. Let's dig a little deeper, fly a little higher, and paddle a little further as we go exploring the Dry Creek Tramway. Now, see, that kind of gives you an indication as well of sometimes of how many times I actually have to say something to camera for some of these scenes, and how I can't seem to keep, the entire paragraph of something in my head when I'm narrating from a script. So I tend to cut a lot. You'll notice that if you look at my videos, I'm generally doing a few sentences and then checking my script again, and then getting back onto it. And that's kind of how I stay on target, really, with things, rather than just rambling along. I like to try and tell a bit of a story. And so we'll also go to that slideshow now. For the replayers, you'll be relieved. This is a quick and easy one tonight. So we will transition over to that. Oh God, it's on auto. Stop the auto. Always play. Play. Stop playing. I don't want you to be automatic. I want you to do that. So hopefully now it's not just playing back. I'll cut the loop out as well. And we'll transition that over. Right, now we're looking at the slideshow. Some of these images you'll recognise that I used in the video. It was really intriguing to get access to these images. This must have been later, or somewhere around Dry Creek. This was also around Dry Creek. A lot of these images, unusually, didn't have dates on them. They were, obviously very detailed in their metadata, like National Railway Museum is good at. But not a lot of these included dates, which is why I didn't include them in the video. And it was this photo here that really started to become intriguing, because here I kind of saw that there was obviously another tramway in the area, and at this point in time I'd already done a lot of research, so I'm like, oh God, here we go, here's another thing to find out what's the deal with. And there was nothing really online about it at all, so I had to reach out to a Facebook group, and they kindly provided me with a lot more detail. which enabled me to put just a few threads together, as I have in the video. I decided not to include too much about it in the video because then it would have become a double tramway video, and I wanted to stay focused, but I did want to mention it anyway. Both tramways were comprehensively ripped up. Look, the area around Dry Creek has been comprehensively ripped up and turned over that many times that it's a surprise that, you know, almost anything exists still out there. Everything's been churned over and remade as parks or lagoons or wetlands or whatever. So it's pretty crazy what doesn't remain anymore of this one. Curtis Road, that's interesting. We're not near Curtis Road with that one, but Curtis Road you might be thinking about, yes, the Smithfield Magazine tramway. And I would like to do a video on that one as well, but I should have done it 5 years ago, because basically as we speak, I think they're going to maintain one of the magazine buildings. But that's it. It's now all being taken over for a housing estate. And there are lots of photos of the Smithfield magazines. There was once a railway line that ran down what's now Wommer Road. I've spoken about this before, and that's why there's so much space around Wommer Road between the railway and out to Smithfield there, because that's where a standard gauge siding branched off from Smithfield Station, I'm pretty sure, and headed over to the magazines, much like Dry Creek didn't have siding, I guess, but yeah, they had a whole standard gauge line running out there. And there are a few photos. There is a guy called Salisbury Yesterday and Today on YouTube who does some interesting videos, and I think he did one on the Smithfield magazines, or it's included in one of his development of Elizabeth videos. It's either Elizabeth then and now, or the Elizabeth that was, if you're interested in looking that up. You'll find it with one of those terms. In St Andrews, yeah, that's the one, isn't it? So have a bit of a dig around on Google and the like for those Smithfield magazines, and you'll come up with an interesting history of that area you just bought property in. So I'm guessing all this sort of infrastructure was, it's obviously a 2-foot tramway. In the 1850 Smithfield had their very own elephant. Well, didn't everyone have their own elephant back then? Especially elephants that you could put on trains and drive them to places to help with things. But that's a very interesting part of history. If I ever do a video on that Smithfield rail spur, then I'll obviously, now that I know Tommy the elephant existed, it's not going to get out of my head anytime soon. So I guess back then, I think some of these photos were dated around the 60s. Luke's Fishing, that's interesting. I knew... a long time ago, there was another guy who knew of a few other interesting remnants of the old Smithfield Railway, which don't appear anywhere online. And I would love to know more about that. The building where the elephant lived. I have not heard this story before, so please do tell. I will do some research once the stream's finished. I told you, I always learn so much more from the audience, and I hope you guys do too, than I give out, I think. But that's kind of what the live stream's about, it's kind of us chatting about stuff, and hopefully it's a two-way street. I would really love people to send in videos and pictures as well that we can share. That would be awesome. Yeah, okay, O'Malley, all right. Front bar at the Smithfield Hotel is called, well, I don't know. I'd say let's go for a beer at the Smithfield Hotel, but I don't know. It's pretty rough around that way. But, we're pretty rough kind of people, I suppose. So here we are just looking at mounds in the middle of swampland. with some old gates and stuff. This photo is interesting because at the end of that mound there, if you look to the horizon, if it's big enough for you to see, those three, it looks like there's four, but there's three smokestacks there, or whatever you call them. I'm too tired to think of the term right now. And that would be the old power station, Dry Creek Power Station, because these were taken in the 60s, so that would have been around by then. And you can imagine all the other stuff that has built up in that other time. I've never been to Darwin, and I think I need to go to Darwin to understand what rough really is. Chimneys, that's the word. Thanks, man. Oh, man, my brain has just left me. Things are just so crazy at the moment. But, yeah, just things get crazier all the time. That's life. Now, I just realized there's like 60 photos in here, so we're just going to cruise through this a little bit quicker. Some of them are a bit the same, but whoever took these photos is just as obsessed as I am with photos of little hardly anything bits that remain. Noel's got me working hard. You mean Noel's Caravans? Oh God, don't make me play that jingle. Thankfully, I don't work for Noel. Kane's Trains, welcome aboard. Howdy, sir. Great to see you. Fantastic set of videos that you've done on that awesome locomotive 520, I think it is. Sorry, I forgot it wrong. But what an impressive machine, and I'm really looking forward to getting down there one day soon. Ooh, so an elephant lived at the Jeps Cross Hotel and was buried somewhere in the grounds nearby. So somewhere around the Smithfield Hotel now, there's a burial site of an elephant. Now, this is getting more interesting all the time. See, this is why you come here, Kane, for the stories about elephant burial sites in Smithfield. 621, thanks, Kane. Yeah, so we're just cruising through the shots here that were kindly provided to me by the National Railway Museum, and I did check with them that I was okay to use them, and I did tell them that I would be absolutely promoting the crap out of the National Railway Museum. This is such an awesome collection, and I hope to be able to one day try and contribute and try and help them get this collection out to the public. The problem is with most people who hold these collections and museums who hold these collections, I'm sorry to say, but they just try and hold on to them too tightly. And it's 2024, and you just need to get all of these images on the internet now. And don't worry about copywriting, watermarking, whatever. You just need to get them out there and get people sharing them. It will be a story of elephantine proportions. I think it's the kind of thing that might make an interesting change from railway history videos. When I was up in Nanango a couple of years ago in southeast Queensland. Shout out to Nanango, and anyone who knows that town knows it's a pretty rural place. Used to have a railway up there a long time ago, and I remember on the railway information wall or whatever, there is a photo of a circus elephant on a carriage being trucked up by train, being railed up to Nanango in those hot, dry southeast Queensland hinterland area. So yeah, maybe there's an elephants and trains kind of thing happening here that maybe we can thread together somehow. But see, that's why I do this stream, to get ideas like that. No, they're not hiding the photos, right? I'm sorry if I gave that idea, but no, there's these huge collections, and it's not just the National Railway Museum. It's many other museums. People seem to want to share their they're talking about the difficulties of getting all these images online, and worried about what people would do with them. And I just find it very interesting. They want copyright control over them, all of that kind of stuff. I just think they're just images, mate. Like, it's not like you're like Taylor Swift or anything, and we're stealing song lyrics or something. It is a cost to museums, to be fair, to maintain these image libraries. It is a huge cost, and shout outs again to the NRM for putting such massive effort into archiving everything that they've got in there. I would like to do a video on just what's in that archive. Like, in one room there's just a heap of compactus with all of these photos that they've got. A lot of them are online, but a lot more of them are kept in folders, in acid-free pockets, with a information sleeve in there as well. So the original photos are kept in storage there. There's a huge library of just about every book on railways you can find. There's reels of film lying around everywhere. There's computers everywhere. You go into another room and there's these giant old plans there, and old uniforms and all this amazing stuff. All right, Kane, can you send me that link in on Facebook, if that's okay, man? Because links don't work in my live stream chats. Only the host can post links in a live stream chat. So it might have looked like it worked to you, but they don't appear in the chat. So maybe if you could put that through on Facebook, I'd really appreciate that. I've just got all these leads so far on elephants on trains for some crazy reason, as we're going through a 60 image slideshow of the Dry Creek Tramway. Here we go. We're starting to get to the 1960s and 70s when there was still rail along this side. Obviously, this has all changed a lot now. There was indication of those posts on the right-hand side of shot that they were still there, but I'm guessing that these salt pans have been redesigned quite a few times since then, because the mound of dirt is a lot further over to the right these days. And looking at it again, getting closer and closer up. Geez, there was a lot remaining. And if you look on Google Maps, it looks like that's what's remaining, right? Well, there's a really high tide, but it looks like there's a lot more remaining. So even whenever they took the photo on Google Maps, I didn't bother looking at the date, but since then, even there's a lot less. Every area reckons there's a puma or a jaguar hiding in the bush, and you know what? I reckon when I was driving back from Coffs Harbour once, and I was probably still about 20 minutes from Coonabarabran, heading down what's the highway there? Not the New England Highway. What's that guy? The Oxley Highway, that one. I reckon I saw a puma too, but it was a very what's the word for it? Shady kind of afternoon with the sun coming through the trees. As I'm banging down the road at 110, and I swore I saw this massive thing. But as I get older, the more I think about it, it was either just a massive cat or just the shadows and the light and the shadows was just playing, and it made a big kangaroo look like a puma. I've heard about pumas. The Tantanoola tiger was one of them, which could very well have been, they say, a remnant of the Tasmanian tiger. There was also a puma down south as well. So I think that sometimes, obviously, all of these stories are just made up for tourism reasons. I think one of the most interesting stories that's remained a mystery was the Maree Man. Who remembers the Maree Man when that turned up, and how that has managed to remain a mystery to the mainstream for so many years. I've driven back from a few rave parties. O'Malley, that's for sure. Yeah, definitely. Well, look, I may have been hallucinating, who knows, because I'd been driving for 8 or 9 hours. Yeah, no, that was pretty interesting. Oh, man, Warragamba Dam. I remember the Warragamba Dam Animal Park. Who else remembers those animal parks where you used to be able to drive into the enclosure in your old family station wagon and monkeys would climb all over your car and there'd be like lions and tigers, maybe behind a fence, another fence, but yeah, Warragamba Dam. And that was when as a young kid, I saw an elephant actually performing, which is obviously not allowed these days. Poms on push bikes free. Yeah, you do remember that, don't you, Daryl? African lion safari. That's it. The performing elephants as well. So this is becoming a bit of a big story. These elephants. We're heading into a bit of a grey area. You used to be able to drive through the lines at Monado. Oh man, I tell you what, the 70s and 80s were just so much better. Back in the day when you could have tigers paw your car window, like, just couldn't even think of that happening these days. So that explosives van remained in the area for a really long time. I think even after the magazine had largely closed, just to store a small amount of explosives that was left. I haven't seen any videos on Western Victoria yet. I know that Fogarty Avenue, and you know who Fogarty Avenue is, I'm pretty sure they did the Patchy Wallock line. I've been to Patchy Wallock once and sort of traced along there. And actually, they've got an interesting old railway museum out there. And the Western Victoria lines are actually on my calendar tentatively for maybe a bit of an exploration in August, but we'll just see how things go. I mean, I was going to head down the southeast this weekend, but everything's just kind of caught up, and I think it's probably best that I just go to Sleeps Hill and don't attempt any more big, massive journeys, just for this weekend at least anyway. Yeah. Yes. I think that's probably what happened. Is a few people were dumb enough to get out of their cars, and it just kind of ended the whole thing. Thanks for that. I'm just looking at these images too as they go by, and we're heading towards the end of it now. It's all looking a bit desolate there, isn't it? Now in black and white. So obviously someone had a colour camera that day, and someone had a black and white camera that day. And in some ways, I do actually prefer the black and white photos. I think we've seen that image before, but now in black and white. And this image was the other one that confused me out of nowhere. All of a sudden, there was this Swan Alley trestle bridge, along with that crossed line that you saw before. And I'm like, oh, hey, there's actually another whole line in there. Well, we'll call it a line anyway. But there was absolutely no information anywhere on it. And so, yeah, there it is. That's if you drive along the Northern Connector, heading north or south, and you look out towards the ocean, you'll see very briefly, if you look carefully, because you're now flying through at 110, you'll see what looks like this old trestle bridge. And there's no information on it. Now you've got information. So that was that one. I didn't even bring my notes with me, but I think we're pretty much done with that, eh? I am yet to sort out also why my camera's got a slightly pinkish thing going on, but anyway, we're there, and I can't figure out why I can't change scenes now. What is going on? Why can I not do that? So we're gonna anyway. Let's. Old man looks at screen for a while. Sorry. I have no idea why. There we go. Why is it doing that? I don't know why it wouldn't transition scenes there for a minute. Oh, there we go. Now we're just going backwards and forwards. I go back to this one. transition over. But that's not really working. I have no idea. Apparently I can only do cut. This is the wonders of OBS Studio and live streaming. Yeah, sorry, it was a photo so nice that we just had to go back to it 16 times while I work out just what the hell's happened to my OBS deck. So we head into Book of the Week. It's been such a busy week, and on the weekend my microwave died. So we had to go out and buy a new microwave. So So Book of the Week this week is the instruction manual for Anko Microwave Oven P11034 ALB6. This is the user manual. Please read and save instructions for future reference. Nobody reads a microwave manual. Pretty much as long as a microwave has the add 30 seconds button and the stop button, they're the only two buttons that a microwave needs, really. Who in their right mind is going to use the steamed vegetables function? I don't know. How many people actually even put the time into a microwave? You know, I just kind of forget. How do I put in 2 minutes into the microwave again? Well, I just press 30 seconds 4 times. So here we go. I can't even believe that I've made it to like half an hour tonight. I've been spinning a lot of threadbare content out for quite a while. So we're going to call the 5 minute mark now. I'm going to well, is it the 5 minute mark even? Sometimes I rabbit on for even longer than that. Can't seem to transition either. Thank you very much, OBS, for nothing. The microwave cookbook. Contents. Yep, pretty much. Just, you know, if you buy whoever uses the frozen vegetable function or the weight function or what even is that? How do I enter the weight in? That's just confusing. So you're right. The next big project is the Pitchy Richie line, and I think I'm 2 out of 5 visits into the Pitchy Richie line. Hang on. All right, Kane, let me have a look. I can see if I can bring it up if you've sent it through the first Burke. Here we go. Oh, good on you, man. Oh, here we go. All right, cool. Let's do this. I'll have to do a share screen. It's fraught with danger. And we'll transition that. I'm just a bit thrown by this whole why the button that I use all the time won't work all of a sudden, but that's just life. Okay, now we are on the City of Adelaide, an Adelaide Economic Development Agency website. Seen this one before. They do some good stuff. Clearly I have to adjust that screen. So let me just change that to the screen size. Sorry. Hey, you can all see how this stuff works. It's just bloody confusing. Okay. And why am I back at that? Sorry, this is Mike versus Machine. You got it right there, man. That's for damn sure. Fit that screen. Now we're good. Now we go back to that. There you go. Yeah, Adelaide Economic Development Agency. Whoops, still not in the middle. Right, let me see what I can do about that. I'm just winging this, so this is going to be pretty rough. Let's see what that looks like. No, I can't seem to get it to go in the middle of the bloody screen. Which is probably because it's in an iframe. Yeah, that's making my life a little bit difficult in terms of the... it's there. There you go. Hopefully you can see that and it's not hidden away in the corner there. There we go. Hopefully you can see that there. Some elephants on a train. And I guess that's how you got elephants around back in the day, was on a train, right? Um, is it? And yeah, in May 1880, they're talking about problems with animals and stuff. And I'm guessing that back in 1880, there were no trucks to transport your elephants. This is exactly what Warragamba Dam looked like. This is what I remember it like, with all these stands so the wild animals could do tricks for us. Circus train in oh, there you go. Circus train, and yeah, a view from down on drone's eye view, I guess you could say. Um, this would be interesting to bring up in the context of the contemporary conversation about Zoos SA getting some zoo elephants from New Zealand, I think, and they're bringing them over to Monarto. Um, I'm going to need to look that up, Kane. So I'm going to need to take the rest of it on notice and see what I can come back with that might be a bit more together for everyone, and see what more information we could bring. I wonder if that's an elephant swimming in the Torrens River. I know some people who really like elephants who would really like that. All right. So screen caps are always dangerous because then I forget to put things back again. And my damn transition button. All right. So, thanks to everyone who's come on board. Great to see you, Kane, after all of your efforts on all of your videos this week, or over the last couple of weeks. I've been really super impressed, man. And wondering if I'd see you again to congratulate you on that. So, thank you. Yeah, lots of trips to Pitchy Ritchie coming up, and a trip to Sleeps Hill on the weekend. History Hunter Down Under, thank you for checking the stream out again. Luke's Fishing, always great to see you, mate. Steve Klink, great to see you. Ree, bro, welcome again. Daryl Phillips, thanks for dropping by. Say hi to Kingsley for me. O'Malley, again, real pleasure to catch up with you on the weekend. Looking forward to seeing more of you, hopefully, out there in the real world. Maybe one of these days we'll have a catch-up. Kaznik1, welcome, and thanks for coming on board again. Andy Munro, always there with the cool questions, man. And always chucking a like on your Facebook videos and stuff like that. I don't always have the time to comment, sorry, man, but yeah, no, I'll always throw a like on it. And Plain Train Guy, you, thanks for coming on board again, mate. Again, always chuck likes on each other's videos, even if you haven't got time to comment. It takes no time to do a thumbs up. Who else have we had on board tonight? Oh, we've had all the stars on tonight, including the person with the most YouTube subscribers that I've actually met in real life, and that's Kane's Trains. So go check out his channel and his Facebook, which is just going gangbusters over at Kane's Trains on Facebook. So yeah, anyway, thanks everybody for coming on board. Maybe I'll stream to the world from somewhere up around Sleep Seal on Sunday, but otherwise we'll see you at 8:15 p.m. next Wednesday, like every Wednesday. University and jobs and all that stuff notwithstanding, come hell or high water, generally only when I'm very, very sick I won't be doing this. So I thank you all for coming on board, and we'll see you next week. Peace.